Welcome to the Academic Skills and Knowledge or Ask series, where you'll find information, tips and advice to help you succeed in your studies with us. In today's presentation, we'll discuss how to evaluate the sources of information you encounter in your research and why this is important. Being skilled at conducting research is not just about having a massive bibliography for your assignment. Just as important is ensuring the high quality and relevance of the material. The quality of the material you use to support your ideas and arguments will directly affect the quality of your work. It is essential to be able to think critically and judge what information is relevant and appropriate for your purpose. Before looking at how we should evaluate sources of secondary information, it is important to establish what types of sources you should be using. It is highly likely you'll use the internet, perhaps as a first port of call, when identifying authors or renowned articles in the topic you're investigating. But the most sensible route forward from that point is to start to focus on resources that are commonly used for research at the postgraduate level. These include scholarly peer-reviewed journals. These articles are reviewed and approved for publication by experts in the field. Trade journals. These are written and read by professionals in a specific industry. Popular magazines. These are intended to casually inform, entertain, or present an opinion. Newspapers. Published daily, newspapers are often the first to report a newsworthy story. Books and e-books provide broad and foundational coverage of a topic. Encyclopedias and handbooks feature introductory overviews of topics. Government websites, which often have .gov as their designated domain, are often a great place to search for statistical information. In addition to making a decision about whether or not information is appropriate and relevant, you need to be able to evaluate the information you read by using critical analysis. What you should look for in your resources is authority, objectivity, timeliness and relevance. So what do we mean by authority? Knowing who has the information, how they have developed it, and understanding their motivation will help you assess its reliability. It's important to be able to identify a resource's author, sponsoring body, or source. If you don't know where the information came from, how can you trust it? How do we know that a source has been written objectively? In an ideal world, all information would be written from an unbiased viewpoint. Realistically, people often produce information because they have an agenda or an argument they want to put across, so they present information that suits their aim. Sometimes, people are unintentionally biased or ill-informed. It's important that you consider why information has been produced and take into account the potential for unbalanced opinions when you assess the quality of your resources. Finally, let's talk about timeliness and relevance. There are no hard and fast rules about whether or not the publication date of a resource makes it better. Depending on your research question and the subject you're studying, something could be more valuable for having been published a long time ago, or it might need to be very recent to be meaningful. As a general rule, you should look for the latest edition of a book, and when researching contemporary issues, search first for articles that have been published recently. The last thing to consider is that even if a resource is of the highest academic quality, you'll still need to evaluate if the information is appropriate and relevant to the topic you're discussing. Thanks for watching our presentation on evaluating secondary sources. We hope you continue to enjoy the Ask series.